Hello, everybody. Back to the couch of TTM land we go, and we got one back starting off the week with a quick return. Well, hopefully a quick return, but came back July the 5th to the post office box from San Diego, California. Let us see what has come back from San Diego, California. Well, this just happened. Um, yeah. All right, hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to take a second to process what I just pulled out of that envelope. Is anybody that's seen his signature? Is this his signature? It looks a lot like it from the pictures I googled during the time I was doing my stuff and looking that up. But it legit, wow, that's quite a big one. And actually, I had looked up his address basically just in a Google search. It's an address in Del Mar, California. I'm not sure if it was on Sports Card Forum or not, but I did try several of the ones on Sports Card Forum, and all of them bounced back. And I actually had sent one for me and another one for one of my friends, and she's going to be ecstatic with that one. Yeah, that came as that has come as a complete shock and very fast. I sent this on May the 13th of this year. Came back July the 5th, and that is, if I can calculate it out, 53-day turnaround. That is blazingly fast, and I am legit blown away that Drew Brees signed cards for me. Now, for those that aren't football fans or maybe have been, you know, not paying attention to the world of football, this is one of the best quarterbacks, period. Started off with the old San Diego Chargers, and that's actually the only time I ever got to see him play was when he was playing for the San Diego Chargers. It was in, I think, 2003. They came up to play the Bills, and I went to the game. And Drew Brees started the game and left. I think he either got pulled or got hurt, but the Chargers sent in as a backup Doug Flutie, of all people. And I'll tell you, when Doug Flutie stepped onto that field, the crowd went nuts because Doug Flutie is still a legend in Buffalo. He's won basically every major award you can think of. Retired 2 seasons ago after the 2020 season, after a 20-year career, coming in 2001. Played with the Chargers until 2005. Then they traded him for Phillip Rivers, or to keep Phillip Rivers. The Saints took him in 2006, and he finished out his career there. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, all kinds of passing leaders, all kinds of awards. The first and to date only quarterback in gridiron football history to surpass 80,000 career yards. The previous record was held by a CFL player, Anthony Calvillo, who was at 79,000 and a couple hundred. But Drew Brees officially surpassed that, 80,358 yards, 571 touchdowns, 243 interceptions, a 98.7 QB rating, and the man is an absolute legend and an absolute star for signing these. Mr. Brees, I know you'll never watch this, but thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. And when big names like, that are signing stuff can take the time to sign stuff, it really makes you feel good. So what a great way to start the week. I don't care if I don't get another TTM the rest of this week. Drew Brees is worth it. So let's see what else is coming up. And it's going to take something big to top this one. Let's put it that way. All right, everybody, we are back. We got another TTM. It came in on the 8th of July. to the house, so it's probably an older return. And this might do it for this week's TTMs. I'm still waiting for the Saturday mail to be delivered to the house, but if this is the last TTM, it will not be the end of the video. There is some other stuff coming up. But moving in, we have a TTM coming back, as I said, on July the 8th from Kansas City. Feels very thick. Well, it's because there's extra stuff in here. And this is a signed Greg Pryor, 1987 Topps. And he included a little signed picture, which is awesome. And then, oh, looks like he wrote a book. Greg Pryor, former Major League Baseball player. The Day the Yankees Made Me Shave, with a foreword by Tony La Russa. Well, that's interesting, and he signed that as well. Look at that. Oh, and on the back, actually, he wrote a note. Please order my book. See inside. Well, that looks interesting. I don't know a whole lot about him because he was an AL player, but with a title like that, it's going to make you wonder. But anyway, pause 1 second. Let me see when I sent this. All right, and I am back, and like I say, yes, it was sent a while ago. I actually sent this January the 23rd of 2020 to an address in Overland Park, Kansas. Pretty sure I saw that one on Sports Card Forum. January 23rd of 2020 to July the 8th. That is an 897-day turnaround. So, one of those you didn't know if it was going to come back, and there it is. And the 87 signed looks awesome. Plus a signed bonus picture with 21, there you go, 21 Big League Baseball tips from Greg Pryor. There you go, member of the 85 World Series champion Kansas City Royals. Attitude is everything. You know what? He is not wrong. So, Mr. Pryor, thank you very much. And yeah, like I just saw there, he played, came into the league in 1976 for the Rangers. Then 78 to 81 played for the White Sox. Finished off his career in Kansas City with the Royals from 82 to 86. A .250 career batting average, 14 home runs, 146 RBIs. But he does have that World Series ring from 1985 with the Royals. So that's going to do it for this TTM. Like I say, we'll see if anything comes in the mail later on today. If not, stay tuned for more stuff. And from within the mailbox, History by Mail is back. I re-upped my subscription after June. Got it for myself for another year, so I'm excited for that. Actually, I didn't even look. Hopefully this is not a repeat of June. I'm not sure if it's June or July, but we're going to go in and find out, because last time it was, no, it's definitely something different. Because in June it was talking about D-Day, but now we have, okay, this is a new one to me, the Cornflakes Project. Plan declassified. When was that declassified? 2002. Execution OSS Archives. In the spring of 1945, disintegrating Nazi administrative functions presented MO Rome with unrivaled chance to infiltrate MO printed material through exploitation of tottering German postal system. Objective: to weaken further the will of the Wehrmacht and civilians to continue losing the fight, add more confusion to an already chaotic communications and transport service. This is difficult to read because it goes kind of shorthand, and you want to add words to it. 3, convince the German people through dissemination of MO printed material in existence of anti-Nazi group within Germany, especially strong in business and banking circles. Implementation: counterfeit letters packed into faked German mailbags carried by 14th Fighter Squadron. So it was propaganda bombs, it sounds like. Operation from February 4th, 45 to April 15th, 45. The 14th Fighter Squadron of the 15th Air Force on 20 sorties carried 320 German mailbags stuffed into 7-inch smoke shell bombs, each bag carrying 300 letters, and filled with copies of Das Neue Deutschland, MO leaflets, etc. Our railroad stations and marshalling yards, the targets where mailbags were dropped on strafing missions. By special device, bags dropped free of bombs, thus removing telltale white source of drops. Equipment: printed or paper stocks, counterfeiting plates, MO printed material. Personnel: Rome, 3 officers, 5 enlisted men, 5 civilians. Bari, which randomly actually is where my Uncle Frank was born, in Italy, 2 officers, 4 enlisted men, 2 civilians. Cornflakes Project. That one's new to me. Well, we'll just go through this a little quick. April 7th, 1945, Operation Cornflakes summary card. It encloses a summary card describing a secret World War II Office of Strategic Services, or OSS, project. Operation Cornflakes. The project's purpose was to harm the morale of the Axis powers by placing anti-Nazi messages in German and Austrian mail. Okay, so yeah, propaganda bombs. There you have the little brief history of the OSS, established by Roosevelt in 1942. The Morale Operation Branch. Okay, so that's what MO stood for. Okay, MO, Morale Operation Branch. Created the MO in March 1943. And that's the thing. It's, they're bringing in, like, science and all this. You have to say, man, morale can make or break something. And then here you go. Operation Cornflakes. In January 1945, MO agents interviewed German prisoners of war who had been mail clerks to learn the German postal system. Look at that, even down to interviewing the mail clerks and creating replica of the burlap mail bags. The operation was nicknamed Cornflakes with the hope that the Third Reich citizens would read their forged newspaper and mail over breakfasts. You know what? Credit where credit's due. That's kind of clever. Over 320 bags of MO propaganda were distributed to German addresses. Did not know about that. So we'll just kind of scroll through here. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be 100% effective, but if it can sway a couple people. Operation Cornflakes propaganda examples. Organization, they made up a fictitious organization called the Ring der Kriegmutter. Kriegmutter, yeah, War Mothers Group. Handwritten postcards from lonely mothers were made to seem as if they wished their sons would desert their military positions and come home. Hey, man, everybody was doing it, and it was a very effective tool if you could do it right. Propaganda. And then the OSS after the war. Kermit Roosevelt Jr., the grandson of former President Theodore Roosevelt, joined the OSS during World War II. Wrote and edited the history. That's right, yeah, so there you go. The OSS was absorbed into other departments. In January 1946, President Truman created the Central Intelligence Group, a precursor to the CIA, which was created later by the National Security Act of 1947. There you go, Project Cornflakes. Never heard of it, but I'm now officially fascinated by it. And I'm glad History by Mail is back. Hopefully everybody's still enjoying it. And we'll see what comes next month. And actually, one more thing to come at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're over at the laptop for the final part of this Sunday video. We had a mega TTM return. We had a long-awaited TTM return that I thought had vanished into the ether. The continuation of History by Mail. And now we move into a VR for Brian LCS as he very rapidly approaches the 700 subscriber mark. As you can see right there, he's at 695 right now. Doesn't need that many more to get him up to 700. Now, for the VR that he requested, he wanted you to do 2 things. Number 1 thing was he wanted you to shout out 3 channels that are currently under 300 subs. I picked a few more, as you can see from the various tabs up top. Excuse me. And another thing he wanted you to do was mention the Comic Book Community Awards. So we're going to move over to that tab before we get to the shout-outs. So there you go, cbcawards.org. Link to everything and everybody will be in the description down below. The Comic Book Community Awards are coming up, and you can still nominate now, as you can see right here. The nominations are open until July the 23rd. There are some great categories, and it's going to be an entertaining show, especially once we get down to best mustache, facial hair, hands, or hair. So look for it. Like I say, cbcawards.org. Nominations open till July the 23rd, and then come December the 3rd, the 2022 CBC Awards. It's going to be something to behold for sure. Now, let's move into the shout-outs. I've got 5. There's a couple new channels that I just found, and I just wanted to share them with you because they're entertaining, they do some good stuff, and we want to see this community grow. We're going to begin, number 1, right at the 38 subscriber mark here right now, with Swish Rips. New channel that I just found. I've caught up with all of their videos. He does a lot of Pack Wars, Swish versus Sis. The score looks like it's about 2-1 Swish at the moment, but we'll see. He does some openings. He does some pretty good openings. eBay pickups. The Allen and Ginter silver box, that was a cool opening. Loved watching that product. So that is number 1, Swish Rips. Again, links to everybody going to be down below. Let's get them some additional subs and move them up the ladder. Next, we have Sensei Domino 15, somebody that I just found through some streams I was in. Jumped in on his channel. Got quite a few of his videos to catch up on, but that is fine because I like what is going on. Vintage stuff. Who doesn't like good vintage cards? Plus non-sport cards. I love stuff like this. Like old 1930s movie cards and sports cards and all that. I like that stuff. So I'm going to be sitting there and watching a bunch of these. And he's got a lot of them. A lot of vintage stuff. Everybody loves the vintage stuff. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So Sensei Domino 15. Number 3, Philtastic Comics and Art. I've just been learning more about him actually through Brian LCS's channel on his Comic Community 411. Phil recently just did an interview with him and got to learn more about him. He does some live streams on Saturday, and was given some pretty good advice and insight on what's coming up about independent comics. Something that I'd like to learn more about. So thankfully, there's guys like Phil out there. Number 4, in no particular order, we have KMT Barrel Racing. For people that don't know, this is the daughter from Mountain Family Cards. She's been doing barrel racing, and it was mentioned on the channel, and then all of a sudden, here we go. We have KMT Barrel Racing. She's setting some big time. She's bringing home the paydays. She's working her way up the standings. She's got 82 subs. That is nowhere near enough, so we got to get her some more. And finally, I shouted her out before, but I'm going to shout her out again because she's only at 30, which confuses me because she needs a lot more than 30. Raven Rips, the wife of Rip 'Em All. She's been doing some WWE women's stuff. She's taken us on the path, her rise through the WWE 2K22 with her creative character. She does music and just scored herself, as you can see here. Her husband, Rip 'Em All, joined in on the video, and a very, very big women's wrestling auto was pulled out of that box. Not going to tell you who it is, but you got to go check it out. So there you go. That is my incessant ramblings. Ask for 5 or 3. I give you 5. Don't forget CBC Comic Book Community Awards. Nominations open till the 23rd. And don't forget to check out the reason for all this, Brian LCS. He does Fortnite. He does interviews. He does reviews. He does comics. And coming up soon, he's going to be busting into some trading cards. So you're not going to want to miss that one. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you stuck with it. Links to everybody and everything down below. Let's keep this community growing because it's a whole lot of fun, and we're getting to see a lot more entertaining stuff every month that comes along, and we find more channels. So let's keep it rolling, everybody.